Here's everything that I read this week and what I'm planning on reading next. It is the beginning of a new week, which means it is time for my weekly reading update. This week I was able to finish 2 books, one of them being It's Not Her by Mary Kubica. I didn't really love this one. I ended up giving it a 2-star rating. A full review of this book is up on my page, just in case you want to go check it out and see exactly what I thought about this book. And also I finished Sunrise on the Reaping by Susan Collins. I was so scared to go into this one because so many of you just talk about how devastating this book is that I was just terrified, okay? I was terrified to read it. I don't want to tell you exactly how I felt about this book because I will be doing a full review on it very soon. I'm just gonna say that I definitely understand why it's such a well-loved book and why so many of you wanted me to read it. That's all that I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna leave that there. So if you would like to know exactly what I thought of it, keep an eye out for that review because it is coming soon. All right, so now let's move on to the books that I'm hoping to get to this week. I had a TBR of 5 books last week and I only was able to read 2 of them. So I don't think that I'm gonna do that again. I'm going to stick to like 3 to 4 books every single week. So this week I have 3 books that I'm hoping to get to. The first one being The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This was also on my TBR for last week, but I need to read this like desperately. This is going to be the first book that I pick up this week because this is actually my next pick for my followers' favorite series that I'm doing over here that you guys seem to really enjoy. But this is going to be the next one that I'm going to be reviewing for it. So this is definitely on the top of my reading list this week. And mark my words, I will. Okay, I will get to this. Next up, we have another book that I also had on last week's TBR, but I know that this week I am going to get to it because I recently got the audiobook for it on Libby. So I'm going to be reading it throughout the week. And that is The Haunting of Room 904 by Erica T. Worth. So let's hope that I really enjoy it because it is a book that I'm most definitely going to be reading this week. And then the last book that I'm going to put on my TBR, my hopefuls for the week, is going to be This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno. This is actually my pick for the Buzzword Reading Challenge for the month of March. I know that this is like a dystopian horror book about an Alexa-like device or something like that. I'm intrigued to read it, see what I think about it. So far during that challenge, we've only read 5 and 4-star books. So let's hope that we keep up the trend. And this one is also going to be a book that I really enjoy. All right, so that is everything that I'm hoping to get to this week. Let me know in the comments what you're reading this week.